spotted Exes Lloyd Cruz and Angelica Panganiban dining out in Makati. Are they getting back together? A post from Sarsa Kitchen Plus Bar's Facebook page showed a picture of Kapamilya stars smiling with their staff. But what's surprising about the picture is that it's former couple Lloyd Cruz and Angelica Panganiban. Does this mean they are now on good terms again? We all know that JLC and Angelica were together for 3 years and broke up early this year. But this recent post is getting the attention of their fans, and netizens are starting to think the two are getting back together. Despite their breakup, the two remain civil and good friends. What do you think? Share your thoughts with us. Invite you to watch the video. Breaking news: another drug mule was nabbed at NAIA 3 carrying cocaine. Read more. Another drug mule was found and arrested by the police at the same airport for reportedly carrying 4.3 kilos of cocaine and a stimulant called methylenedixipirovalerone, a substance that reportedly produces effects similar to those of cocaine. The Bureau of Immigration Commissioner Jamie Morant identified the drug mule as 20-year-old Genesis Lorena Pineda Salazar, a Venezuelan woman from Latin America. According to reports, the cocaine was found inside several sachets of hair-coloring solution inside her check-in luggage, as a front to mislead X-ray operators. Morant was arriving at NAIA 3 on board an Emirates flight from Sao Paulo, Brazil via Dubai when she was nabbed. She was turned over to PDEA with charges of violation of Republic Act 9165 or the Dangerous Drugs Act of 2002. NAIA General Manager Ed Monra said airport authorities are coordinating with PDEA and the National Bureau of Investigation to conduct immediate actions to identify the syndicate behind the attempt to bring illegal substances into the country. Invite you to watch the video. Another achievement: President Duterte to receive highest diplomatic honors. To be awarded a doctorate degree from China's top university. With the visitation of President Rodrigo Duterte to the People's Republic of China already set on October 18 to 20, the Chinese community is ready to welcome the Philippines' highest elected leader. Recent reports said that President Duterte's visit will focus on the improvement of the two countries' bilateral relations, friendship, and cooperation. In addition, the leaders of the two nations will also settle relevant disputes such as the issue on the West Philippine Sea. In connection to this, the Philippines' tough-talking president already expressed his claim that he will not give up the country's jurisdiction in the West Philippine Sea. Upon the visitation of President Duterte, reports said that the Chinese government is set to give him the highest diplomatic honor that their country gives to its visitors. Moreover, it is also said that the Philippine president will receive an honorary doctorate award from Peking University, one of China's top universities. Although there are emerging press releases regarding the said awards, the camp of President Duterte is not yet confirming its authenticity. The president is also set to have diplomatic talks with China's top 3 leaders: President Xi Jinping, Premier Li Keqiang, and Chairman of the National People's Congress Zhang Dejiang. In addition, the president is also set to meet the Filipino community in Beijing to address some of their issues. Meanwhile, sources said that President Duterte will stay in a historical hotel in Beijing, China, where usual foreign leaders who visited China stayed. Invite you to watch the video. I'm a senator. I'm an independent. Senator Gordon denies being a Duterte ally. Senator Dick Gordon has recently slammed a reporter for tagging him as an ally of President Rodrigo Duterte. It can be recalled that Gordon earlier proposed to suspend habeas corpus to support the ongoing war against illegal drugs by the Duterte administration. While in the presence of multiple reporters, he suddenly directed his statement to deny being a Duterte's ally, saying, "Why do you keep saying I'm an ally of Duterte? Am I PDP Laban? Am I? Referring to Duterte's party list. He then walked away from the reporters. The reporter earlier wrote an article about Gordon describing him as a known Duterte ally. Gordon then addressed the concerned reporter saying, "I'm a senator. I'm an independent. Who's the first one to attack Duterte? Me." It can be recalled that Gordon ran as an independent candidate during the 2016 May elections. He also pointed out that he called out Duterte earlier for being too noisy in eradicating illegal drug users and pushers. He also said that Duterte has been falling on his own sword. Invite you to watch the video. Rodi signs law postponing barangay SK polls. President Duterte has signed the first law under his administration, postponing the barangay and Sangguniang Kabataan SK elections scheduled on October 31. Duterte earlier agreed to the postponement of the SK and barangay elections, saying it would prevent narco money from being used for the campaign and election of barangay officials linked to illegal drugs. He said there were about 6,000 local officials, including mayors and barangay captains, who have been linked by law enforcers to illegal drug activities. Executive Secretary Salvador Medialdea will have to wait for the courier that would bring to the country the signed law and other documents for transmittal to the government offices concerned, particularly the Commission on Elections, COMELEC. Communications Assistant Secretary Anna Marie Banog did not have immediate information on exactly where the president signed the law, whether in Davao City before his departure, on the plane or in Brunei. It was not said whether it was signed in Davao or Brunei. But Executive Secretary Medialdea is awaiting the parcel for proper transmittal. So we'll wait for it to be transmitted to proper channels, official proper channels, she said. Banog said an official delegation going back to Manila from Brunei is possibly bringing back the signed measure. Upon receipt of the original signed document, it can then be numbered into law. The measure aims to move the SK and barangay elections, originally set on October 31 this year, to the fourth Monday of October next year, October 23. In the meantime, the terms of incumbent and SK officials will be extended for a year unless they are removed or suspended from office. COMELEC Chairman Andres Bautista said the postponement of the barangay and SK elections to next year would allow the Commission to focus on voter registration next month. He said he was happy that the postponement law has been signed. We can now focus on the start of our voter registration in November. I never really thought there was a problem. Probably it was just because the president was busy, he said. Asked about the threat of election lawyer Romulo Macalitol to file a petition with the Supreme Court questioning the postponement, Bautista shrugged this off. It's his prerogative. Let the SC decide. We will comply, Bautista said. Senator Juan Edgardo Angara, one of the proponents of the measure, earlier said the foremost reason for pushing through with postponement is to allow more time for the full implementation of the SK Reform Act or Republic Act No. 10,742. Angara said the government was not ready to implement many of the provisions and programs under the SK Reform Act, one of which is the creation of a training fund worth $50 million to be used for the mandatory training of SK officials. Presidential spokesman Ernesto Abella said on Monday that the P6 billion budget allocated for the barangay elections this year will be set aside and be made available under the same appropriation for the polls next year. Invite you to watch the video. Did Hillary Clinton's campaign chief want her to avoid talking about Israel? Hillary Clinton likes to trumpet her support for Israel to Jewish groups. But according to emails leaked from the Democratic nominee's presidential effort, her campaign manager Robbie Mook wanted her to remain silent on the subject. We shouldn't have Israel at public events. Especially Dem activists, wrote Mook, in response to an internal debate over whether Clinton should name-drop the Jewish state at a May campaign rally. Foreign policy aide Jake Sullivan started the discussion when he suggested that she add a line to planned remarks standing up for our allies and our values, including Israel and other fellow democracies. Eventually, the advisers reached a consensus that it was best to mention Israel only at fundraisers. Israel, and its relationship with the Palestinians, proved divisive in the Democratic primary. Many on the party's left saw Clinton as too friendly to right-wing stances on peace and the occupation. Clinton's rival, Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders, took a harder line on the Jewish state than she did. He criticized the country's recent invasion of the Gaza Strip as an example of disproportionate force, and said that he would be a more even-handed broker between Israelis and Palestinians. That disagreement continued into the summer, as Sanders' allies battled for more progressive language on Israel to be written into the party's platform. The hacked emails from the account of Clinton campaign chairman John Podesta were released by WikiLeaks in a possible attempt to influence the election's outcome for Republican nominee Donald Trump. Other published communications showed Clinton willing to take military action against Iran. After a paid speech 3 years ago to Goldman Sachs, she described to Chief Executive Officer Lloyd Blankfein the sort of bomb that would be needed to destroy the Islamic Republic's nuclear facilities. According to her, the Israelis needed American help to carry out a successful attack on the nuclear program that has been up until this recent government, the prior government, their position. But they couldn't do much damage themselves. Thank you for watching videos. You remember the likes and comments below. Thanks.